I'm gonna do something really casual today, really simple, really easy, just kind of like a little half up, half down top knot. So what you're gonna need today is you're gonna need your paddle brush, a hair tie of some sort. I like these bigger, fatter ones because they give me a little bit more volume. And then we're gonna do a couple of variations. So you might need either another hair tie or these like little, ooh, I don't even know if you can see that, like these little rubber bands, little plasticky rubber bands. And then you're gonna need your bobby pins and your hair pins and of course some hairspray. So we're just gonna start, I'm gonna brush through my hair. If you feel like you don't know how to brush through your hair properly, I have a quick tutorial on that. But you can see I'm holding the brush vertically, and that is the proper way to brush through your hair when you're trying to detangle. So watch my other tutorial and you'll get more detail there. And then I'm just gonna kind of like comb it back a little bit, which isn't the way that I normally wear my hair. But I wanna get it kind of set up for what I'm about to do. My ends are frizzy, don't worry about that. We're gonna treat that in a minute. Proper parting. If you're not sure what this technique I'm doing with my magic little pointer fingers here is, watch my video on proper parting. So I'm using my fingers and I'm kind of running them along the part of my scalp called the parietal ridge, which is where the sides of your head kind of like curve to the top of your head. So I'm just kind of finding that, and I'm just running my fingers along that, and magically they meet in the back. That's the cool thing about parting your hair. And my hair, I'm on like this is like day 4 for me. So this is really good, like day 3, day 4 hair for me. It might be really good day 2 hair for you, just depending. So I'm gonna kind of brush all this stuff that I'm leaving down just away so I don't get tangled. And then I'm gonna brush through the part that I'm putting up. And now I'm a little tangly, right? Because I'm brushing it kind of in a different direction than I normally would. We're just gonna do like a really cute little top knot. So I'm gonna kind of pull that back, kind of not quite toward the crown of my head, but just a little bit forward because I want that top knot to sit on top. And I'm gonna take my thicker elastic and I'm just gonna go around until it's I want it kind of fairly tight. I talk about this a lot, that you kind of want to start with your hair a little bit tighter and then pull it loose, as opposed to trying to pull it loose while you're pulling it back. It can get really messy and start to fall out, but ooh, you can see that's even kind of cute like that. But so I'm just gonna kind of loosen that up a little bit, and then I'm gonna kind of start to create my top knot. This is a little trick that I like to do. So I've kind of pulled it loose here in the front, but I would like this to, like, you can see how it's kind of poofing up. I would like it to sit down a little bit closer to my scalp in the back. So I'm kind of sticking my fingers through the back half of this, and I'm gonna pull that part a little bit tighter by just kind of pulling it through the rubber band, and that's gonna help. You see how it doesn't like stick up from my scalp so much anymore? So that's just a little trick for you. So now I've got this nice section here, which is what I'm gonna create my little top knot with. I like a lot of volume. If you've watched any other of my videos, you know that I'm kind of a big hair girl. So you can choose to do this step or you don't have to. But I'm gonna do just a little bit of back combing right at the base here. So I'm gonna take my flexible hairspray. This is Kevin Murphy's Session Spray, the flexible one, in the pink bottle. That's just a hairspray I like. You can use any hairspray that works for you. I, of course, recommend professional products because they just work better. And I'm just creating a little bit of back combing. So I kind of get like a little bit of that shape going already. And then I'm gonna start to just kind of twist it around. I'm just twisting it around my big ponytail holder. So you can see it's kind of getting this cute shape. It's pretty big. And I'm gonna start to take these ends and tuck them underneath. So yeah, it looks a little strange right now, but it won't when we're done. So I'm trying to take those ends, that's where my end is in the front, and I'm sticking them kind of underneath the bun, as close to the rubber band as I can. And then I'm gonna take a bobby pin, the one with the ridges, the tight ones. I'm gonna use my pinky finger to open it. That's how I open them. You can use your mouth on your own hair if you want to. I don't do that because I do other people's hair. And I'm just gonna kind of stick it straight in and toward the back and really kind of getting it in there and trying to hide it. And I'm gonna do, what I always do is I'm gonna do two. I always lock my pins. It makes everything stay much more secure and you're not gonna have to worry about it through the day. So I'm gonna kind of crisscross those a little bit. And I'm kind of going up underneath that ponytail holder that I put in there. And then I'm just gonna start to use my, if you've got like that happening, don't worry. Just kind of take it back around, and now I'm gonna have to do some kind of on the opposite corner here. And so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take a bobby and I'm gonna pin it, pushing toward the center of my bun. And then I'm gonna take a second bobby and I'm gonna lock that in. You can see I'm off kilter, it doesn't matter at all. So now that I've got kind of my shape here, I'm gonna kind of start to play with it, and I kind of need to go this direction, like to my right. And so I'm just gonna kind of do that. I'm just gonna pull it over. This is where your hairpins come in like magic. So I'm gonna take a hairpin here because I don't wanna like squish it all super tight to my head, but I wanna hold it in what's called like a loose hold. So when you do your hairpins, these are these ones with the space in between. You want to point it first in the way that you're not intending to go. So I'm going to point it away, and then I'm going to get a little bit of hair in it where my fingers are, and then I'm going to flip it and push it back in. So you can see that that starts to hold it down a little bit. And I'm kind of feeling here, feeling what this feels like a little bit. It's a little frizzy and a little wild, which I kind of like. And this time I'm actually going to use a bobby in the back because I can feel it's a little bit looser back there. So I'm just going to open up that bobby. I'm going to kind of lightly pin down those ends. You always want to, wherever you're holding your hair back, like if you were going to pull your side back right here, you want to pin here where your fingers are holding. If you pin here, well, it didn't do what you wanted it to do, right? That was a little bit of an exaggeration, but so pin where you want it to hold. So wherever your fingers are. So I'm kind of liking this. I'm kind of liking it's really tousled and messy, and it's a little bit big. And I'm kind of thinking I want this pretty casual, which is not how I normally rock my hair. I'm kind of more of a vintage girl, but like, how cute is this gonna be? So I'm just kind of like tugging a little bit gently. You could pull these out before if you have a sensitive scalp. I have a scalp like a rock. So I'm gonna kind of pull those out a little bit, and I'm gonna show you, like, I get a little bit of like a triangle head because of the way that my hair is cut for the vintage styles that I like to wear. So if you get this kind of like shape that you're not really feeling, I'm gonna show you how to deal with that really quickly with some back combing. So you can kind of see, like, it's kind of cute. I've got one pin that I can kind of see right here. So I'm gonna use a magic hairpin. And I'm just gonna kind of like work that in there. So I'm gonna pull it a little bit forward, and I'm gonna use that pin to hold it forward so that you can't really see that as much. So here I'm gonna come in, and I'm just gonna, with my finger, I'm just gonna kind of take a section. I'm gonna create a little bit of volume through the sides of my head so that I don't look so triangular. I'm gonna do that with some dry shampoo. I like Kevin Murphy's Do Over. It's a powder spray, but it's not super powdery. It's light, which I really, really like. So I'm gonna just kind of like let that dry a little bit. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of back combing. I'm not gonna explain that a lot here. I'm gonna let you watch my back combing tutorial if you haven't done that already. And I'm gonna let that like kind of fall across out of my way. And I'm gonna do one more section. It's rare that I only back comb one section because I feel like it's like building a building. You need a structure for the hair to sit on. And so if you don't create that, it either looks really disconnected or it falls flat. So I'm gonna do two sections here. Watch my back combing tutorial, and then I'm gonna let that one kind of flip down, and then I'm gonna bring this one back down. And you can see, like, side to side, it's really different. This is kind of ugly right now, but that's okay. We're gonna kind of work through it. I'm just gonna kind of use my fingers a little bit, just kind of comb through that, create a little bit of volume. It's kind of like, I've been watching Sex and the City. It's like this is like my third time through watching the series, but I just love it. And I'm obsessed with Sarah Jessica Parker's hair. So this is a this is a really good look if you've got naturally curly hair, if you've got vintage hair, if you've got straight hair. This can be really cute too. Or if you like more wavy, like you like to wear beach waves or more like a boho style. This works really, really well. So I'm just gonna do 2 sections. Sorry, you're seeing all my new growth there. I haven't recolored in a little bit, but that's okay. And then on this side, I'm gonna use my comb a little bit just because I'm left-handed, so it's a little bit easier for me to use my comb. When you comb to smooth out that combing, you wanna use the wide teeth, not the tight teeth. You back comb with the tight teeth and you smooth with the wide teeth. You can also smooth with a brush, but I like to use the teeth of the comb because then I've only got like one tool kind of going on. So yeah, I'm thinking this is pretty cute. It might be a little bit big. I can't believe I just said that. So because I feel like it's a little bit big, I'm gonna pull from like right here, and I'm gonna kind of pull it down a little bit. And I'm actually gonna use a bobby this time because I do want it to kind of squish a little bit. So if you've got naturally big hair like I do, you probably didn't need to back comb when you created your little top knot. But you can see how that is. I am gonna lock it just because I don't want it to fall out in the middle of the day and then all of a sudden my top knot goes whoop and just like grows like crazy. So I'm gonna kind of do that. I kind of like these little loose pieces kind of coming out and just like loose. So I might pull something over here, just kind of make it a little bit messier, which like I said is not my normal style, but I want to show you guys some different things. If you're frizzy, you probably want a smoothing product or maybe a little bit of a texturizing cream. So for smoothing, I like Aveda's Light Elements smoothing gloss, and then for texturizing cream, I like Kevin Murphy's Easy Writer. So I'm gonna do one on each side so you guys can kind of see. So with the Light Elements, a little bit goes a long way. So I'm gonna just put like, I don't even know if you can see that. Just like a little, like the size of a pea in the palm of my hand. And I'm really gonna work it through my fingers, or through my palms, I guess. And I'm gonna just use that on this side. And I'm gonna start with my mid-lengths and ends, and I'm just gonna kind of like work that through a little bit. And you can see how it's kind of starting to smooth that out. I'm gonna smooth these like little tendrils that I pulled down around my face so that they're not so frizzy, right? So that looks better. That looks way better already. Like if you compare side to side. It's still big, it's still voluminous like I like, but it's not quite as crazy. And on this side, I'm gonna show you a little bit of texturizing cream. Now, when you put texturizing cream in your hair, it tends to act a little bit, it's got longer lasting power, I guess. And so, if you're then wanting to like restyle, it can sometimes be a little bit more challenging. So just be mindful of that. Like if you're only on day 1 hair, I would not use too much of the texturizing creams, but you can see how much I took, just a little bit, and that I'm gonna keep on my fingertips. And I'm gonna rub it, you can see it was white, I'm gonna rub it till it's kind of like almost gone. You can see it a little bit. And I'm just gonna like piecey kind of run my hand, just kind of like I did on the other side, like run my hands through it. You can see it's got more hold. It definitely gives my hair more weight, but it also like revamps my curls a little bit. So you can kind of see the difference of the 2 sides, like depending on what side you like better. This side is a little bit more voluminous, a little bit poofier, and then this side ends up being, the curls end up being a little bit more defined and smooth. So, and then I would of course come back with some hairspray, spray it all down, get everything the way I like it. You could even touch these up with a curling iron if you wanted to, if they didn't quite feel right, or a flat iron. But I kind of like them. I kind of like where they are. So that's it. That's where I'm leaving. There's your half up, half down top knot. Super simple. Give it a try and let me know how it works out for you. Shoot me a message if you have any questions, and I will try to answer them.